Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today I'm going to be reviewing the online web series R.W.B.Y. Now, this is sort of a professional work and sort of not a professional work, but I'll get into more about that when I talk about the art and animation. This show is indeed one of my favorite web series to watch, and even some more than the actual professional animes that are out there. I love this show that much. It is that bloody cool. So let's get into the actual story plot elements of this. The basic story of this is, long ago, like in caveman times, there were lots of demons that killed people, blah blah blah, we've heard all that before. And humans discovered a magical substance called dust, which then they used to defeat the evil demons, blah blah blah, we've also heard magical item, blah blah blah, heard that before. And now we go to present day where the real story begins. Now in this present day, yes, there is electricity on all this, but they also use magic still, so it's sort of a combination of modern day technology and also magic. Now in the modern day time of this world, basically there is a group of people that have arose to combat all the demons that are left to try to make sure that human society stays, well, society and not just a bunch of anarchy. So you have the hunters and the huntresses. Basically, the main weapons they have are either A, the magical weaponry known as Dusk, or B, weapons that basically can turn into from melee weapons to long-range weapons. I'll give you an example. In this, I'm not even kidding, the first weapon we're introduced to is a girl with a scythe who can also double as a sniper rifle. I'll say that again. Her scythe can double as a bloody sniper rifle. That is genius. Altogether, the story focuses on 4 individual girls going to a school to learn how to be basically the next protectors of their world. Hello, Harry Potter. The first character we need to talk about is my favorite character, which is RWBY. RWBY has the personality of all 3 Powerpuff Girls rolled into one, and her main weapons happens to be a scythe that can turn into basically a sniper rifle. Yes, it is that cool. And also something else I'd like to talk about her is that her outfit is without a doubt the coolest outfit in anime I have ever seen in my life. There was one comment on a YouTube video about this that actually said where she was fighting a bunch of different these demon wolf creatures with her scythe sniper rifle weapon, and there was one commenter that said, "Big bad wolf, meet Little Red Riding Hood," and I was like, that is bloody perfect. That's perfect to describe this character, especially when she was actually fighting the wolf demons. Because she is basically, her outfit is basically Little Red Riding Hood meets gothic style kind of punk thing. It's awesome. Next up is Yin. She's the older sister of RWBY, and without a doubt, one of my favorite characters as well in this series, simply because her attitude towards everything is just so, awesome. She's like, hey, don't worry, go with the flow, make friends, the whole 9 yards of what a big sister really should act like. And she actually has these really cool weapons. It looks like normal wristbands when you're just looking at them normally, but when she's ready to fight, they turn into these boxing gloves that whenever she punches, puts a punch in midair or punches her target or whatever, it lets out shotgun shells. Punch, shot, is awesome. I know I'm going to be using that word a lot in this review. Awesome is pretty much the word that can describe this anime, and this character for that matter. Basically, when it comes to her outfit, though, I don't really like that as much because it isn't as cool as what you see from RWBY, but it's still pretty cool. And then, of course, there's Blake. We don't really know much about her. She sort of has a sordid past. She's that quiet girl that loves to read books. Her weapon is sort of hard to tell because it has a mixture of a bunch of different things, even more so than the others. It's like a sword, gun, link chain kind of slicing through everything in her path. It's kind of hard to tell exactly all the little tricks and tools her weapon has, but it does look very unique. Her outfit, while a little bit more gothic than the others, which fits her character, I do like a lot. And that's pretty much all the main characters in this series. Wait, what about Waishini? Oh yeah, her. Wait, who in the world are you? I'm Canada. Huh, never heard of you before. Well, whatever. Why Shani, and yes, I don't even care if I'm pronouncing that right because this character is annoying, is your typical rich girl who is spoiled, arrogant, and probably has a lot of issues with her family. That being said, she has potential to be a good character, but right now she's probably the blandest of the bunch as far as she doesn't really have anything that much original about her. She's that basic rich girl stereotype that we've seen 1,000 times, and most of the time, it's done very poorly. The only time I've seen the rich girl stereotype really done well is in the World God Only Knows anime series, and even then, it was done well, but you still didn't really like the character all that much until the very end, which will probably be the same thing that happens to this character. And as for her weapon, it's basically just a magical sword, not as unique as the others. The only thing I really like about her, once again, is her costume design. Because seriously, whoever designed all the different outfits for the different girls in this series is a bloody genius. Now, when we talk about the art and animation, though, it's going to be kind of hard considering the fact that, well, you can tell that this is sort of a professional work and sort of not. You can tell the people on this anime or web show or whatever you want to call it, they know what they're doing, but they may not exactly have the budget to do all out like they should be able to. Because if these people had a higher budget, you could definitely tell this thing would be like on TV in like a day because it is so awesome. When they have like the animation where they're walking around or just talking with each other, it seems kind of wooden and stiff, kind of like what you would see in sort of a cheaper video game. But when it comes to the action scenes, when these guys are fighting something, oh my gosh, you would swear that you had died and gone to anime heaven. Because this series, when it goes down to the nitty gritty, when it's time to go and start fighting and kicking some butt, oh, you bet they go all out. It's like what would happen if you combine Gurren Lagann, Soul Eater, and all other awesome fighting animation together, and you would have the awesomeness that is this fighting animation. Now, combine that with the very likable characters, -1, and you have a great story. I can give this, although it's just a first impression, not an actual review, I'm going to go ahead and give this my pre-review analysis of a 5 stars out of 5. Very enjoyable. Unless it does something really drastic in the future to make me hate it for some reason, it's gonna get that 5 out of 5 for me all the way through, because from what I've seen so far and what I expect of it in the future, it's definitely worth your watch. I am the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.